Hello, my name is Benjamin Neville, and I analyzed Bianca Bosker's work, Original Copies, for my final project. In her book, Bosker analyzes foreign architecture in China, specifically foreign copied architecture, in examples such as the One City, Nine Towns project in Shanghai, where the Shanghai government authorized the construction of 9 foreign-themed housing developments around Shanghai. So Bosker's argument is that China's copied architecture has to do with power dynamics, and it's basically a reaction to a colonial stigma that China wants to overcome. So I wanted to analyze this and see, is this real? Does this match with other historical examples? And one of the things that came to mind for me was a development in Tokyo in the 1860s, which was during the time when Japan was opening up to the West. So I compared this development called Ginza Bricktown to Shanghai's Thames Town, which is a copy of English architecture in suburban Shanghai. In both situations, the developments were not occupied immediately. So Bianca's argument that it was due to a desire to dominate the West by basically living in this architecture didn't really hold up because both developments were empty for extended periods of time. Second, the cultural interaction was highly superficial in both examples. Paul Merton, who does a travel series for the BBC, went and interviewed one of the residents in Thames Town, and she basically said she loved living there because it matched with her idea of living in an era of Victorian British novels, which she had read, and so she said it met her imagination. So I came to 2 conclusions as a result of my analysis. First, the interest of the players in the consumption and the development of foreign architecture in China are very complex. Power dynamics do certainly play a role, especially from the perspective of the government, who may want to achieve a sense of modernization by showing this aura of westernization. But at the same time, from the perspective of tourists, it's a highly superficial experience, and it's not really the result of an objective experience with a real Western culture. So my second conclusion was that the reaction of tourists to the Western architecture in Thames Town is not the result of an objective experience. Many of the tourists have not lived in the West for extended periods of time, and from what I've researched, many of the residents haven't either. So their interaction is basically an imagined construction of what the West is like. And unlike Bosker, who argues that this interaction is not creative at all, I believe that this imagination of the West is a highly creative activity.